We're going to look at 3 cautionary tales. Tales of scarcity. Scarcity that invades your life, your beliefs, in ways that you may or may not notice. And as you listen to these cautionary tales, ask yourself, which one is the most familiar? Which one is already going home with me? Scarcity is a form of survival. It's a way to tell your brain, I've got to steel myself against the elements because I may not survive this. It's a way to manufacture a fear of safety, as if there's something unsafe about where you are or what you have to offer. Living in scarcity is exhausting. And, it's scary because everything seems like a threat. Before it gets too scary, pause and like this video. Cautionary tale, no collaboration. I was working with a team not too long ago. There's a lot of great things about high performers. We'll get into that. This team, because they're all high performers, they got really fixated on doing things the way they knew how to do them. This is what's worked in the past. This is how we've always done it. This is what we've built our reputation on doing. And what was slowly but surely becoming very, very evident is there was no room for curiosity. There was no room for challenge. There was no room for other people that were newer to the team to share their ideas or to make a mistake that could lead to another idea that might even be more amazing than the way that it's been done. And I see this time and time again working with high-performing teams. And this is why scarcity is scary, because it sneaks up on us. We can't always see it. We think we're performing at our peak, but what's really happening is we've found a rut that we call comfortable, and we stay in it. And because it's working at some level, we don't challenge it. We don't want to challenge it. And we don't want other people to challenge it either. And that's one way you'll know if you're living in scarcity, is the knee-jerk reaction to being challenged, to hearing feedback, to entertaining other ideas, or God forbid, maybe being wrong about something that has worked up until now. Another cautionary tale to know if you're in scarcity. It's too expensive. It's impossible to actually invest in yourself or in your team when you can't tell the difference between an expense and an investment. Because an investment is something that actually builds you up. It builds your team up. It builds a future worth having. I often talk to people who want to elevate their careers. Maybe they want to become a facilitator or a coach. They want to engage at a new level at whatever it is they're doing. But when they start looking at programs and processes that would actually allow them to up their game, to become a better performer, to elevate what they're doing, they only look at the cost of the program, not the full benefit of the investment. So if I'm just looking at the outlay and I'm not looking into the future at what could the return be, how will this investment turn out for me, what's going to be possible because of this investment, then I'm going to be so myopic and just see it as a singular expense, and I'll never take the risk to fully find out what I'm capable of or develop my skills in any significant way. Yes, another cautionary tale. When we're living in scarcity, we find ourselves settling, because settling is a way to keep our world small and manageable. And if the world is small and manageable, then I know who I am in this very tiny story. And I imagine somehow that I can manage whatever might come. It gives me this illusion of control, of some type of safety, that if I just shrink my life small enough, if I just play a small enough game, if I just settle for what I can be certain of, then things are going to turn out. Then at least I'll have what I have. It's another way of saying playing not to lose instead of playing to win. It's a zero-sum game. Like, I don't care if I don't win as long as you don't win. I'm not losing as long as you don't win. It's the scarcity that drives that type of thinking. And I see it all over the place. And again, it can be subtle. We may not know it when it's happening. Playing not to lose is way more important than playing to win. Because playing to win requires putting it all on the field. It requires a level of risk that scarcity does not allow. So out of these 3 cautionary tales, which ghost is yours? Which one haunts you the most? And when you identify that, take the time to sit with somebody and unpack it, because there's a whole nother narrative available. Maybe you haven't even thought of them or you're not aware of them, but you can start to see the symptoms. You can start to see the lack of collaboration or the mistrust. You can start to see the settling or the fear or the worry, the anxiety that there's not going to be enough and you're not going to be good enough and there's never going to be enough and life is always going to be this way. If those sound familiar to you, then really take a minute, take account, ask yourself, what's driving the train over here? And if I'm living in all this scarcity, then what's the future going to look like? It's going to look a lot like the past. Creepy. If you'd like to shift your belief out of scarcity and into abundance, check out my video, The Fastest Way to Get What You Want. There's a guided meditation. There's a lot of resource in there for you to shift your thinking into an abundance mindset. If this video was helpful for you, if you found a couple of those ghosts were maybe yours, please like, comment, ring the bell for notifications. I'd love to hear from you.